On domestic policy, the headlines today are about a new government report on Social Security, saying it's in a weaker state than at any time in recent memory. We will talk about that and other topics with our guest, Eric Cantor. He's the Minority Whip, Republican from Virginia, and a member of the National Council for a New America. Are you co-chairman of that, Mr. Cantor?
Yes, good morning, Bill.
Good morning. How are you, Eric?
I'm great. Yes, the National Council for a New America is a group that has been formed by the House and Senate Republican leadership, and we've brought in and asked a panel of national experts to join us, Mitt Romney, Jeb Bush, Bobby Jindal, Haley Barbour, and Sarah Palin, and a host of other national leaders to see if we can, as Republicans, go about this country and start a conversation about our conservative principles and the solutions that those principles can promote to address the challenges that working families, small businesses are facing today.
Good. And where will the tour go? Will you go around the country to different places?
Right, and we've got a website up called WeThePeoplePlan.org, and we've had well over 2,500 hits on the website by people asking the National Council for a New America to come to their community so that we can begin to attract more people, both Republicans, independents, and really like-minded Democrats, into the conversation to be persuaded that the common-sense conservative principles upon which this country was based and frankly our party has been successful, can be implemented again so that we stop some of what is going on in Washington today.
I want to address an issue or two along those lines. You heard my opening there on Social Security, but one of the criticisms of the council, let's deal with this right off in the spirit of candor, is that it hasn't or wants to avoid social issues. Is that a fair criticism or not?
No, absolutely not. This is a wide open policy debate. My sense has always been that our traditional values of faith and family and dedication to life permeate everything we do. And whether we're talking about healthcare or education, we understand that the principles of life in areas of healthcare, whether it's the conscience clause that we're talking about, or if you look back during the Hillary Care debate, these were issues that came up consistently in any discussion having to do with healthcare. And frankly, Bill, we'll have it again, I'm sure, now as the Obama administration wants to impose this government takeover of our healthcare in this country. In the same light, when we're talking about education, we know that parents understand what's best for their children's education. I've got 3 kids, and as you know, each kid is different. It's tough enough for parents to be able to identify the need, much less a bureaucrat in Washington or some state capital.
You know, we're on our own tour here at Salem, Eric. I don't know if you knew it, but I was Dennis Prager and Hugh Hewitt and Mike Gallagher and Michael Medved. We're going around the country, too, listening. And on this education thing, for what it's worth, I offer this to you. I said, imagine a scenario. I want to congratulate you and your colleagues on this, but imagine a scenario in which Democrats fashioned a plan to give scholarships to poor minority kids in D.C. the opportunity to go to other schools, and then Republicans killed it. What would be the outcry? And of course, this is exactly what's happening in Washington with your Opportunity Scholarship Program, which you all created, and which the Democrats are trying to kill. But it looks like President Obama wants to extend this a little bit, doesn't he? Are they a little embarrassed by this?
They've got to be. I mean, that should be an understatement that they should be embarrassed. I mean, here we're talking about thousands of kids potentially to have a shot at the American dream. And frankly, if the Democrats do not reverse position on this, they're robbing a generation of kids from that opportunity, from the access to quality education that so many kids in this country have. I think that the institutional political mandate by some of the teachers unions on this issue is abominable, and we ought to put the kids first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, this one in chemistry, you call it a crucial experiment. This is one of these crucial experiments where, you find out where people's hearts and loyalties are, and it looks like they're more with the teachers union than with the kids. This is a great opportunity for us, I think.
There's no question. It is about putting the kids first. There are plenty of examples across the country where if you put the kids first, if we empower parents to address the needs of the kids, we're going to be a lot better off in the future because, after all, I mean, the future of our country lies in the hands of how our kids see this country, and it's very, very important.
All right,
that your listeners, I think, play a role in trying to advocate this.
Great. All right, Social Security, weaker state, this report says. The government is talking about 3 ways to address this. Raising Social Security payroll taxes by 2 percentage points from 12.4 to 14.4, by reducing benefits by 13%, or a combination of the two approaches. I don't know why I'm laughing. Can this be true?
Yeah, listen, it is, first of all, I think the message that we take from this recent announcement is, ought we not stop the incessant spending and borrowing that continues here in Washington? I mean, isn't it that someone in the administration or Speaker Pelosi or Leader Reid, don't they have some sensibility about what we're doing to the future of this country and to our kids and our grandkids? To say that we ought not even address the fundamental retirement security system in this country right now, and instead embark upon the largest spending and borrowing spree in our country's history, is misguided at best.
Can people really be thinking about raising Social Security tax to 14.5%?
Well, Bill, it is consistent with what has been proposed in the Obama budget and passed by the Pelosi House and Reid Senate. Because, again, when you are in a tough economic times like we're in now, and if you do the math at the current rate, 15 people a minute are losing their jobs. Why would you tax job creators? Why would you say you need to raise the Social Security tax, make it even more costly for small businesses to maintain the jobs they've got, much less create new ones in a time like this? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, let's go to health care. We just got you for another 2 minutes. When will this debate begin in earnest? And do you have some concern that some of the corporate types, some of the healthcare providers are cooperating a little too much with this agenda?
Listen, Bill, there's a healthcare crisis. When you don't have coverage, that's a crisis for you and your family. We need to address it. But I'm concerned that not enough folks, certainly the small business folks and the job creators, are not standing up and saying and insisting on drawing a line that there not be a government takeover of the system.
Yeah.
And I understand that so many small businesses are buckling up under the pressure of increased health care costs. But the answer is not to lay it on Washington to pump up Washington's role in this, which is to mean to grab more taxpayer dollars into an already bloated and system that can stand a lot of reform. That's not the answer. So I'm concerned that we are moving down the pike here. The administration has been very coy about its details, and I'm very worried that people are going to be caught unawares, which is why I think it's so important that you raise the point. We all need to be standing up and saying no to a government takeover of our system.
You build coalitions wherever you can. Do you see some Democrats who might be peeled off in your efforts to block a national system?
I think so, and I think what we need to be
we have 30 seconds.
Is what a national system means in other countries. God forbid if you're a woman who's diagnosed with breast cancer in the UK right now, you can't access treatment until 3 to 6 months. That would nor should it fly in America.
Right.
And so we've got to begin to focus on patient-centered care. What works with our system is the doctor-patient relationship and the access that a working mom has to the pediatrician she wants to see her kids go to. That works. We don't need a bureaucrat in Washington deciding on the type of care or the timeliness of the care that individuals should have.
This debate will be joined soon. Mr. Whip, thank you very much.
Bill, thank you.
Eric Cantor, Minority Whip and chairman of co-chairman National Council for a New America.